Infinity is another site. And get this description. It says, it's the virtual world that matches up the real with the virtual world. Now as we move along here, there are other worlds, like you have, and I don't know how you pronounce this, maybe Hoppy, which is a Chinese site. Well, basically this is a 3D digital world, and it says this is rich and complex. It's the real world. It is created, inhabited, and owned by its residents. The residents are the gods of this virtual world. It is a world of limitless possibilities for creativity and self-expression within a complex social structure and a fully functioning economy. Again, with virtual worlds, residents can explore, meet other residents, socialize, participate in a whole host of individual and group activities. Now we want to next take a look at a couple of examples of massive online role-playing games. Now this is a huge segment as well, and we want to start with the biggest one of them all, World of Warcraft. You've probably heard of World of Warcraft. You probably even saw some ads here and there. With World of Warcraft, there are over 200, so basically we need to say this, it's over 200 massive multiplayer online role-playing games. Over 200. Now World of Warcraft is the biggest. It's over 12 million registered participants online. It was released November 2004. It is currently the world's most subscribed massive role-playing game site there is. They also hold the Guinness World Record for the most role-playing games by subscribers. So huge. And as we see here on the next slide, these are some images, and I don't know why people, I mean, you know, this is all fantasy. You know, you have different genres with virtual worlds and massive role-playing sites. Like for instance, this is the fantasy theme, but you have fantasy, you have modern, you have historical. Those are just to name a few. So you have different genres that you can play, and World of Warcraft is heavily fantasy, so you can tell by looking at some of these demonic images. But it's free to play up to a certain level, and a subscription fee of $15 a month is also available for the user. So that's why they said that it holds the Guinness World Book Record, because they have the most subscribers to this site. And according to Wikipedia, the title has generated over 2.2 billion in consumer spending subscriptions since 2005. And one of their popular taglines is "A new world awaits." So we're going to take a look at World of Warcraft at this time.
Pain. Agony. My hatred burns through the cavernous deeps.
Okay, so this is the official movie theater for World of Warcraft, the third expansion, Cataclysm. It's going to be also featured as a live action film set in the Warcraft universe, which is one of the sets within the game. So as you see here, wow, you know, just a very demonic movie, you know, filled with a lot of fire. I mean, you see a lot of hell things in it. I mean, just very demonic overall. Now, one of the things I want to know is about this director. The guy name is Sam Sami, and he's the director. He's going to be director of the Warcraft movie, and it's set to release in 2013. Now, Sam, he is actually the director of the Spider-Man series, and he's got 5 Academy Award nominations. But get this, you know, because the reason why I want to point him out is because he's also now working on Disney's Wizard of Oz. Now let's look at the background of him, because when we look at some of his work, I mean, listen to some of these titles. He wrote and directed the cult classic The Evil Dead, 30 Days of Night, and Drag Me to Hell. So Disney has solicited this guy to do their next movie, which, you know, deals with what Wizard of Oz, which is a classic, but again, wizard. You know, so think about that, you know, before you take your children, you know, think about the Drag Me to Hell and, you know, the Evil Dead and all that stuff, okay? But anyhow, so World of Warcraft coming out in 2013, but we also want to look at another site. It's called Perfect World Genesis. Now, when I came across this site, wow, you know, I looked at the image and I said, okay, this is something I probably need to look into. And look at the word, and it says, the future is in your hands. Now, this site is very heavily based on Chinese mythology, and it's set in a mythical world of Panga. And it was launched in January 2006 by Beijing Perfect World. It's a 3D adventure and fantasy theme. So let's take a look at this time at the Perfect World Genesis.
I am Angu, creator of this world. Some would call me a god, but I am merely a caretaker. It was I who created the humans with the knowledge of growth, blessed the winged elves with the ability to fly, and imbued the untamed with the capacity for self-awareness. But the race were my gravest mistake. I erased their kind once before, but I cannot do so again. As the sun sets in the fire-blown sky, so concludes the age of the gods. I leave custody of this world to the new generation of heroes. Courage will be required. Sacrifice. Unity. The perfect world is at an end, but the quest to reclaim it has only just begun.
Now this video have over 50,000 hits on YouTube, and as you see, the very detailed storyline that they're using for this particular site. Look at the biblical comparisons of that. I mean, you see, you know, how they're using word, and they'll take the word and they'll flip it, you know, they'll make it seem biblical, but then, you know, when you look at it, it's demonic in its core. So again, something to be aware of. But as we move along here, we now want to get into the virtual world section, and one presenter he called the crown jewel of virtual worlds is Second Life. Second Life is a virtual world developed by Linden Lab, and it was launched on June the 23rd, 2003, and it's accessible on the internet. It's a free client program called The Viewer, which enables its users, called residents, to interact with each other through avatars in their headquarters in San Francisco. Now, Second Life parent company Linden Lab was recently estimated at $383 million. So, from virtual dollars to the real dollars. So let's take a look at some more statistics here. Now again, K0, the consulting company that I told you about earlier, they said that there's 25 million registered accounts open as of March 2011. Now they use what's called Linden dollars in their virtual world, where 250 Linden dollars is equal to $1 in the U.S. currency. And as you see here, there's a host of businesses. There's a lot of businesses within the Fortune 500 that are currently on Second Life. Okay, so as we move along here, with Second Life, I want to show you two videos. But before I show you those two videos, listen to some of the themes that they use here. It says on their website, if you can imagine it, you can make it happen. Second Life users have built, designed, organized, and scripted everything in the world and waiting for you to join them and bring your own ideas to life. Now with Second Life, it's kind of different because again, the users have all the control. So basically what they do is the Linden Labs, they create a platform, and the users, they actually build their houses and they actually script everything in their world. And you're gonna see some examples of this in videos in just a minute here. So I want to give you some of the punchlines also from the website. It's a place to connect, a place to be different, a place to change your look, love your life, expect the unexpected, and a whole new world is waiting. Listen to the wording on this. So we're going to now feature two videos on Second Life. One is dealing with this shopping guide, and you'll see a little bit of how an avatar can kind of move along through the world. And the next one is a destination guide. The destination guide, what they do, basically with the destination guide is a big map, and they have all these different virtual worlds, all these different virtual sites, and so a person can kind of transport into the different sites within virtual world, just like a map, like the map of the United States with all the cities and the countries and stuff. It's the same way with their destination guide. It has all the users, everything that they've created is all in one guide.